If you're like me and you feel like your CV is not quite capturing your career growth so far, or that it is not representing you the way you actually are, the way your career has progressed over time, or that there are certain aspects of your career that your CV is not communicating properly, then maybe you need a personal portfolio website. And if that's the case, keep watching. I'm going to show you how I built mine and give you step-by-step guide on how you can build yours in less than 1 hour. It's not a new concept. A lot of people have a personal portfolio website, but it tends to be for creatives, people who are in the creative industry. So that's why it's called a portfolio. And even for tech people, GitHub has essentially replaced that for a lot of tech people. But maybe you're not quite a tech person and you're not a creative, but you have a career like marketing, and you feel like there's a lot more that your CV should be able to adequately communicate that it is not doing so. Then yes, this video is for you. I went ahead and I prompted Claude to build it for me. I was very clear about what I wanted it to capture. I told you I wanted to go over and beyond what my CV was currently projecting. I was also clear that I wanted to be as minimalistic as possible in terms of the design, but I wanted to also be clean and professional. So I did that and I came up with my website. When I did that, I realized a lot of people can benefit from this. So I decided to package the entire workflow into something that you can download and just follow simple instructions and create one yourself. I'm going to show you what the website looks like. I'm going to demo the steps that you should follow if you decide to get this product. I call it ProFolio, combination of professional portfolio, but it's just to show you how it looks. So let's get right into it. So this is where you're most likely going to be starting from. If you've been following me for long enough, you will know that I have done several videos on how to connect or set up your VS Code or Claude Code set up your Claude Code inside VS Code. And that is where I'll be building out from. So if you've not watched one or two of those videos, I'm going to link up one in the card above, and then you can follow that. Just the first few minutes, maybe the first 5 to 10 minutes should be able to guide you on exactly what you need to do to come to this point that you're looking at right now. For now, I'm going to be using it from out here, and we're going to begin. So the first thing you want to do is to pull the folder that you have the product, the workflow, or the zip file or the zip folder that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share that folder with you and tell you where you can go and get it, and you can follow the same direction. So I already have that folder saved on my computer. What I'm going to do right now is to pull it into this VS Code. So let's do that right away. So you come to open folder, and I'm going to look for the folder is inside my desktop, and it's here. You can see it's called ProFolio Archie. My brother's name is Archie, and he will be the one I will be using as a test subject for this. So we'll basically be building a portfolio website for him. My brother is a data scientist and analyst, and he needs that. So I'll be using his real CV. I'll be using a real domain and a few other things that is real, so that this actually becomes something that you can go back to verify after this video. So right now, this is Archie, and I'm going to let me come back here. You're not double clicking, by the way. You're just clicking on it and selecting folder, select folder. So now I've brought the folder in here. If you do not have your CV in here already, because I've tested this before, just make sure that the folder has all the information that it should have. You need to pull in your CV. So if you don't have your CV, all you need to do is go to your file explorer. And once you open one, so take, for example, this is your file explorer. You can just take the CV and just take it out and then pull it into this place if you need to. Can you see here? But I don't need to do that already because CV is here. So I'm not going to do that. So that's what you would do. And then also you need to have a .env file. What I did was to ask, I'm going to close this and open a new. Let's close this. So this is a .env file. I'm going to close this for now, and let me pull this one here so that appears the right way. So this is the .env file. This is his CV. So this .env file, this is the .env file, this one, where I've put in the URL. I'll show you how to do this eventually, but what you need to do is prompt, you come to Claude Code chat like this, and you tell it to please create a .env file for blah, 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 and you tell it to do that. But we're not going to do that now because I already have it. If you follow some of my videos, you will know how to create a .env file. It's just easier to keep your credentials saved inside your computer without it going into the cloud. So I usually keep it on a .env file, and I also suggest you do the same. But if you are feeling very generous and trusting, you can drop it in the chat, and ChatGPT and Claude would take it out of chat and do what it needs to do with it. But I prefer to use a .env file. So now that we've done this, next thing is for us to now set up, because I already have the folder. I pulled in the folder. That's the first step. I dropped my CV and I created a .env file. Those are the steps that I did so far. I'm just recording at this point because I wanted to be sure that this actually works. So I'm recording as you would follow if you have the folder and you want to create one for yourself. All right. So now that we've done this, the first step we need to take, before we go into setting up, please note that you would need a domain, because of course you're building a website, right? So you will need the name, your name at your name.com, depending on you. I mentioned I was going to show you what my own website looks like first. So let us do that. You would need to have your own domain. This is my website. You see my domain here, tomiajiboye.com. is as simple as that. And it has, this is what is called a domain. You need to buy one. It shouldn't be that expensive. If you're in the UK and you're using Namecheap, you can get it for as low as £8 to £9. If you're using Hostinger, you probably may even get it for free if you're hosting alongside buying it. Now, for me, I already have an account with Namecheap, so I just prefer to get it done. And I'm hosting this domain on an existing hosting account. So what you will need to do is get the domain. You need to buy it, preferably buy it in the same platform as you're going to host, and then you need to host it somewhere, same place as well. These are the prerequisites. I installed WordPress on the website. So that WordPress is where we will now start from. Don't forget, this is supposed to be for WordPress. I'm not sure it's going to work for any other website content management systems, but this is mostly for a website. Now, what I have done here, and the reason I've chosen WordPress is because I am familiar with it. I know how to go back into the backend without having to go through Claude again. I can go to the backend and make edits. So this is my website right now. It's a WordPress site. It just has my name, my work, my project, and about us. You can go and check this one on your own time. It's tomiajiboye.com. I have all my achievements and key achievements here. I have my strategy and competencies and skill set. I have the tools and platforms that I have worked with. I have my projects. Click on each project. It opens up into a bigger model that you can see a little bit more about what I have done here and the tools that I used for it. I can see my career path where I've worked more like a timeline, and then I can see other things, other extra employment activities that I have carried out so far. Also press mentions, recommendations from my previous employers, and a call to action to send me an email. Something. I also created an email for this. All right, so that is it. And of course, I put my YouTube into this. This is what my website looks like. This video is getting longer than I planned, so let us move it a little bit more quickly. Now, I did the same thing for our test subject, Archie. I created his website and I installed WordPress. You can see his name here, Archie Ajiboye, and this is a clean website. This is what the website looks like right now. This is what the back end of this website looks like. It looks like so. There is nothing else in there. You can see the post is what came in the default as default post. Hello world. When I showed you here, it's also the hello world. This is what is showing here. And then also in terms of the pages, there are only 2 pages. These are default pages and this is a sample page. This is what the website currently looks like. Now we are going to ask Claude Code to build this out for us. So before we do that, don't forget that the first thing that you need to have is your WordPress installed on an active site. Publish it, ensure that everything is ready, because that is where it will be working with. And lest I forget, remember I told you to create a .env file, right? That .env file is where you would come here. So you need to give it, let me come back to that. This is the .env file. I clicked on it here and you can see this. I'm going to remove this afterwards, but you can see the URL, you can see the username and this UP app password. This app password, this is how you will get it. You go back to your WordPress site and you come to users. Where is users? Yes. So this is all users. The user is here, it's Archie, and you click on edit, then scroll all the way down. You see some place called new application password name. You give it a name and you add application password and it will give you your application password. Right now, I already created one called CV Builder. And that is what it is. When I'm done with this video, I'm going to revoke it because I already showed what it looks like. And I don't want to spend time blurring the application password out. So I'm going to completely delete it. So now that we have seen this, let's come back to the build. So now that we have all of this, the next thing you want to do is now to set up. So let's come back to the Claude Code and just say / I'll just say Claude setup. So I'm going to come here and say Claude setup. So I say setup and I send it out. Let's see what it does. So it's not going to start. Can you see that's called the setup skill? This process should take about 7 to 10 minutes, depending on what is available. Right now, it found the CV. Can you see here? It say found your CV. If you don't have a CV at this point, it's going to prompt you to say you should please drop your CV. But because it found my CV, it went ahead. So just in case you're following yours and it prompts you to drop your CV, just take your CV, drag and drop it like I showed you earlier, and that will be it. And tell it, okay, it's done. Let it continue. Then it will continue. Also pay attention to this section here where you have auto. I've set mine to auto. There's also bypass permissions. There's plan, there is edit automatically, and so many other things here. You, if you're currently in edit automatically or plan or manual, it will be asking approval at every point for it to do something. At every task, every change it wants to make, it to ask for your approval. And if it does that, all you need to do is just continue to approve. All right, that's what you need to do. So now it's asking a few questions here. So it's saying that I've extracted what I can from the CV. Here's a quick note. The CV reads as an early career transitioning profile, mixing MSc data science and retail hospitality roles rather than a typical senior executive case. I'll still populate everything faithfully from what was provided. Now it's telling me this because this ProFolio theme is designed for senior professionals, and my brother is not a senior professional, is still in his early career. So that is why it is giving me this prompt, letting me know that it will go ahead to purpose it. So it's saying it has extracted his name, his email address, LinkedIn URL, tagline. He has mentioned it, 7 roles, work history. Then it says he has a few gaps to fill before the website goes live. So here it's asking me professional title. How do you want to be positioned? Your CV has something. What should the hero headline say? So let's say data science and analyst. Let me tell it. Let me just pick it and say 1 data scientist and analyst. That's to answer to question 1. Question 2 says tagline. Use the extracted summary above as is, or write your own shorter version. Where's the extracted summary? It said tagline giving us here a versatile, yes, I'll just tell it to use the extracted one. So the 3, it says color, pick number 1 for forest green, 2 for navy, 3 for burnt orange, 4 for slate blue, deep teal, 6 for charcoal. So I'll just say 3 would be 5 deep teal. I know deep teal is very similar to mine because mine is forest green, but my brother likes deep teal. So what can I say? We have to use it as he has said he wants it. So then number 4, it says font style, pick a number, modern tech, space, grotesque. That's the one that I used first. Editorial executive, fair play, and contemporary pro. I would say editorial 2. Excuse me. Let me just copy that. Then question 5, there's project. I found 4 in your CV. So use as is. I'll just say 5 is use as is. 6 is work history. Do you have 7 rows? Do you want all 7 featured word case or just a subset? I'll just say 6 should be use all. It's asking me if I have a testimonial, and I'm just going to be silent about that and see what it does. What's your website domain? I'll just say website domain is, let's go and capture it from the website domain itself. So I'll just come here and I'll copy and I'll come back here, paste. So we've answered all the questions, and I'll send it off. So now that this is happening, at this point I would speed up the video because we're already about 10 to 12 minutes into the video, and I want to keep this video as short as possible. From my experience, it looks like people prefer short videos, so I'll keep this as short as possible, but I'm going to speed up this process because it's really long. So it's asking some questions, which is showing that this thing is not as smart as it is. Your WordPress username and application password. I'll just say the WordPress credentials are in the .env file. You're supposed to know that already. So it's giving us another instruction. It says that we should upload the WordPress theme folder now and let it know when it is live, and then it'll start the seeding content. So it has finished creating, now wants to seed the content. So what we need to do is you go back into the folder where you have the, what's it called now, the folder that you downloaded for this. So let's say for me, this is the folder. This is what the folder looks like, right? Now I have a zipped theme here, which I am going to delete because it's useless to me right now. I'm going to rezip this one. If you can still see my screen, this is a theme. You can see that it was updated less than a minute ago. So it's now 12:08 and it's currently 12:07. So that means that it has made changes to it and is now telling us to upload it. So I'm going to just zip this. I'll compress it into a zip file and I'm going to call it .zip. Just say .zip. Sorry, .zip. So I'm going to leave that and go to the website. So go to this website here. We're going to go to appearance themes. Currently, this is the theme that is active on this website. So we want to add that theme. So we'll say add a theme and we're going to say upload a theme. So you see this choose file, you click on it and you go look for where you have that theme. So it will come in here and then you see this, the theme zip file here. I'm going to double click that and it's here now. I'm going to say install. So installing means that it's going to, oh, it's installed. That was quick. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just activate it. There's no point you wasting time. So now it's now activated. This is a theme on the website right now. Before it was this one, now it is this. So we are good. Now I'm going to go back to Claude and tell it all done. It's going back to work again. So it's confirming that the authentication works and that the seeding endpoint is live. So that seeding endpoint is how it is moving all the content it's created onto the website. So it's been to-do list and it's beginning to cross them off. So we'll wait for it again. Like I said, this process takes about 10 minutes maximum. So we'll see. It's created new pages. These are the list of the pages that it created. So work archive settings, project archive settings. So we'll see what he's done. Taking the CV URL. I think it's attaching the CV now. So it's telling me it needs to create the home and about page and set home as a static front page before you can see the content for that. This is a standard setup for the team, so he will proceed. So what is happening here is that it's encountering some challenges and it's fixing them on the go. That is the power of AI. If I was doing it myself, I would have to go and check what the problem is. If I'm not able to do something or something is not showing, I'll have to troubleshoot myself. I'll have to go and look for something. I'll be clicking here and there, and that takes longer. We can tell you that you can create a website from start to finish in, I don't know, 20 minutes with the content, everything ready. You don't have to write the content. That is what this delivers. It's nothing out of the ordinary apart from the fact that it shortens the time, the production time considerably, and it pulls from existing resource. That so it's not like it's just coming up with something that is not about you. It's pulling from your CV. So depending on how much you have in your CV, whatever it is that you have in your CV would help it to deliver. It's garbage in, garbage out, right? So it will help you to deliver a better portfolio site if your CV is as detailed as possible. In the same product package, there is a CV template here. You can see it here. This is CV template in a docs file. So you might want to use that to adjust your CV before you pull it in. It just might. If you don't, it would have a lot of gaps that you will need to fill later on. But that's what this does. So you can use this, you can fill this in or just adjust your CV to follow this structure. So it's making progress with its update to-do list. It's done most of the work. It's creating project posts now. It's created posts for case study, achievements, about page, the home page. It has created the content for those, or it has seeded the content for those. Now it is now seeding the content for your for projects. Now services is done. It's now verifying PDF is already referenced and actually exists in the media library. So it's uploading it again. So it's finished uploading the CV. Is now saying it's ready. It's asking us now to remove the seeding endpoint. The seeding endpoint is how it's pulled content from here onto WordPress. The reason I specifically wanted it to use WordPress is so that, like I said, each time you want to make edits to your portfolio you don't have to come in through Claude. You can go directly to the website and open WordPress CMS and make the changes or edits yourself. So that is why I insisted, because at the beginning it was just creating complete code and it hard coded all the content into the theme. And I didn't want that. I want to have a clean WordPress template that I can go and change and edit without touching the code. So now it's saying that remove the seed endpoint. All content is now seeded. Please now open theme folder, find the block near this, delete that, and re-upload that. Let me know once this is done. I will tell you to do it for me. But before I do that, let me go and check the website. Let's reload this. Now that we reloaded, can you see that we now have more things here? Case study, project, service, achievement, testimonial, press mention, speaking engagement. Yeah. So let's click on pages. Now we now have more pages. These were the two pages that we had before, privacy and sample page, but we now have about, home, sample page, and list. So let's go to the actual website to see what that looks like. Let us reload this. There you go. So we now have a new website with a lot of information here. We have work, project, about, blog. And if you scroll down, this is a simple description of who Archie is. These are actual key achievements: 4 academic qualifications, 8 years of professional experience, 6 industry across retail, hospitality, languages spoken, and professional certifications. So, and then it has key achievements: merit in Bristol, founded a startup, multi-year KPI, GIS risk mapping. This is really good, right? And then you have what he does: area of expertise, data analytics, BI dashboard, data pipeline, quality control, marketing and performance analytics, GIS. GIS is has to do with geographical, I'm not quite sure. And here, what I work with, this did not render properly. There's almost nothing here, and I'm not sure why. We'll have to go and figure that out at the back end. But let's look at project that he has built. So these are the projects: flood risk prediction tool. This one is Guardian League table. So there's quite enough here. And then career pathways or career timeline is here. Then so call to action. So latest writing is still that hello. This one, this hello world, this is a blog post. So if we come here and we go to post, you see this is what is showing. This one is what you can see here. So if he wants to change that, he needs to go back, because this is just template, right? He needs to go back and create something in there. That is why I really wanted this to be WordPress. So this is what it looks like, and that is ProFolio for you. It's been tested for real, which means that it works. But now it's saying that we should remove a seeding endpoint. So can I tell it to remove it? So it's saying you should do this now. I'll say, can you do that for me? Let's ask it, because sometimes Claude tends to push back on things, and I'm telling it to go ahead to do that for me so that it can update it. I can edit the local file, but I don't have deployment access to your website host. You will need to re-upload after I make the change. Good, that's what I wanted it to do. So removed the seeding endpoint block from that locally. Please re-upload this file to your WordPress theme folder now and let me know. I'll do a final verification. So what it is basically saying is that it has made changes to the theme. So if you can see now, earlier we were at 12:07, now we're at 12:24 at the time that it was edited, or date time modified. So what I will do again is I'm going to delete this one, delete, and then I'm going to rezip this because it has made changes to this file. So I'm going to recompress this into a zip file and just name it as, so I'll just say .zip again, zip, and then I will go back to the WordPress site. Here, I'm going to go to appearance again. I'm going to go to themes. I'm going to go to add themes. And what I will do is to upload theme again. Come back here and reload this. It's going to simply update it. So if I say install now, it will tell me that there is a destination file already exists. So it's going to say replace. I'm going to say to replace installed with the uploaded. That's what I wanted to do. So you see now I say theme updated successfully. That means that the changes that it wants us to make has already been made. Now let's go and upload this, reload this site to make sure that everything is working as it should. So yes, it's working as it should. Accept, and everything is fine. Now this does not have Archie's image. So let's quickly fix that. There needs to be an image for it. Let's go to pages and home page, edit, and let us pick a set featured image. Let's pick something smiley. This was already uploaded into the website. So I'm going to set that and I'm going to save. After saving, this should appear on the home page, but let's come here and then reload this. There you go. So we have something. So let's go back to VS Code and tell Claude that we've done that. Just say done. So it's confirming that there's no more seeding endpoint on the website. Once it makes that confirmation, we would know. So it's saying confirmed, seeding endpoint is gone, setup is fully complete. So it's telling us everything is done. So that is what this is about. And I'm happy that this actually worked, because while I was building mine, I did not have a package like this. It was actually the process of building my own that I turned into a workflow packaged like this. So let's take a closer look at the package itself. So we have the theme, which is what we have been working with. We have a CV template, which I referred to earlier. Then we have the skills command for Claude so that it knows exactly what to do with it. All these are .Claude command and skills. But there's something I wanted to draw your attention to, just in case you don't want to, or you're tired of watching this video, or you want to actually know what goes into it. Now, here is a deployment guide. It's a PDF deployment guide that shows you exactly all the things that you need to have, the step by step. So in case you don't want to watch this video and you want to just use this guide alone. So it has a guide to how to buy domain and host it. It tells you domain hosting with different providers, pointing to the right place, installing WordPress, all of that. So all this instruction is there that you can follow. So in case, because this video did not show you how to install WordPress, how to buy domain, and all of that. So that is why I'm this suggesting you use Hostinger, and you can just do that. Here, installing the plugins that you need to install. Please don't forget, this plugin is very critical, especially the advanced custom fields one. It's very critical. It's already been installed into the WordPress that I used. So that is why it wasn't mentioned. But please, when you are upload or installing your WordPress, ensure that you install the required plugin. This ACF is not necessary, really. This ACF extended rather is not really that important. But the first one, the plugin, is very important. Then they upload and activate the portfolio theme. That's where we started this entire thing from. So you can see how it works. So this is also a guide that is coming together with ProFolio to help you to know exactly what to do at every time. And that brings us to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed really turning that process into a product. And I'm going to drop the link to get the product in the description below. You can go there. It's not free. It's, you say you will need to pay a token for that. But I believe that if it is worth the stress of having to create content from scratch and all of that. So I'm going to package it in a way that is actually easy for you to get. So check the link in the description below and go ahead to purchase this product. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.